Here's an easy and fail-proof method of making blackjack, or what is more popularly known as caramel, for your Christmas cakes. All you need to make this bottle of black gold is a heavy bottom pan, sugar, water, a pot holder, and a wooden ladle. You'll also need a knife and a spatula. You'll soon see why. You start by placing the pan on medium heat and tipping all of the sugar in. Spread it around as evenly as you can and leave it alone for the next 10 to 12 minutes. Approximately 11 minutes later, the sugar will start to brown and caramelize. Use the wooden ladle to give it a good stir and help to spread the heat evenly throughout. The sugar is sure to create a sticky mess on your ladle. Just scrape it off with your knife. Leave the sugar to melt on medium heat for a further 10 to 12 minutes and make sure to keep stirring in between to prevent any burning. The quantity of sugar and water used in this video has been listed in the description box below. I find that a ratio of 30% of water for the quantity of sugar used gives me just the right consistency. Approximately 20 to 25 minutes later, all of the sugar would have melted into a smooth molten liquid and will start to bubble and froth. And this is exactly why you would need a high-walled pan when you're making caramel. Ideally, you could stop at this stage and add water to complete the process, but I like my caramel to be a little bit more bitter, deeper and darker to give that characteristic punch to my plum cakes. Let's allow the sugar to boil and simmer for a further 5 to 6 minutes. It will thicken further. Remember to always maintain the heat at medium until it's time to add the water. Our caramel has now deepened in color and thickened. We will now lower the heat and add the water a little at a time. Be extremely careful at this point because there's going to be quite a bit of splutter. 3 things to remember at this point. 1. Turn the flame down to low. 2. Add the water a little at a time. And 3. Keep stirring continuously. All that hiss will soon die down to a slow, calm boil. We now turn the flame back up to medium and let it simmer for not more than 2 to 3 minutes. It's now time to turn off the stove. As you can see, it's quite runny at the moment, but it's going to thicken up as it cools. Take the pan off the stove and leave it to cool completely before storing. This has now cooled down completely and can be poured into glass bottles or containers for storage. These can now be stored at room temperature in a cool, dark place. Make sure to use a dry spoon when you want to take a batch of caramel from here. Make sure to scrape every last bit into that bottle. There's sure to be some stuck to the sides of the pan. All you need to do is heat it up with a little bit of water. That will melt the sugar out. Leave it to cool completely and mix it with the rest of the bottle. And there you have your bottle of black gold. Do you buy or make your own caramel? Tell me why in the comments below.